All right, guys, how are we doing? Can everyone hear me? Bear with me a second. I'm just going to turn a few things off. So I believe there are a few things going on in the background. So, okay, so let me have a look. What is occurring? Have we got anybody in here? Just me? All right. So I'm going to give it literally 60 seconds. Just to see if there's anyone links. So yeah, guys, sorry about the delay and the reason why I had to move it to 4 p.m. Basically, we had an emergency team meeting today. Nothing too scary, but just a few things that we had to iron out with a few issues. Our company was actually losing money, and I'll actually go into it because you'll probably want to know about it. But I'll actually go on, go into the reasons today so you don't actually come across any of the problems that we've come across. Basically, all it was that since we've been running our 6-week transformations, our company has got so well known for the 6-week transformations. People just constantly call us about the 6-week transformation. And obviously, we only take a certain amount of people on for the 6-week transformation. We normally take about 40 to 50 people. And then we close the doors. Now, what we normally do have, we do have what we call an evergreen products that they can jump on, which is our 4 sessions for £29, and then we consult them and then we sign them up. What we're actually going to do is we get around about 10 phone calls a week, and Vicky will normally close around about 80 to 90% of those. So we're actually going to always take people on for a 6-week transformation. And then we're going to have a back-end funnel that closes them for us, which you'll receive the emails tomorrow, Saturday. I'm going to give them to you Saturday so I can talk you through them, because I don't want to just give you to them, and then you're going to be confused. So basically, how we'll do it now is we're always going to run a 6-week transformation. We'll have our launches every 6 weeks, but we're always going to have an evergreen 6 weeks. So if someone calls, we can sell them the £99 program, and they sign up and they start day one on, let's say, Monday. We say, when can you start there? Like Monday. We'll go, awesome. Then we'll hook them up with an autoresponder so they receive their weekly emails, daily emails, and sales emails to make them stay on the bootcamp. That's pretty cool. But we'll go through that on the weekend at the mastermind. It will be at my bootcamp, so it will give you a feel of how we run things at our bootcamp and how you can maybe transform your bootcamp, or if you don't have a location, how it can look. So that's basically it. Today's going to be a relatively short one, hopefully not too long. But basically, I'm in my mother's spare room. That's why you can see all the trash here. Purely simply because I had to pick up Vicky. Her car is broken down, so that's why I'm in this awesome looking room. So productivity is one of those things, guys, where we can get things done in our business and feel productive, but it wouldn't actually move our business forward. So what I would love for you to do is literally get a plain piece of paper right now, and I want you to take a picture of this and post it in the group when you finished it. And I want you to put in one side 5% and the other 95%. So there's something called the 20-80 rule, which 80% of your business doesn't actually make you real money. The 20% really makes you the money. But I like something called the 5% rule, which I mentioned on the last time, which is the 5 things, or the 5% of things that I do that really make my company money is motivating my staff and the members, delegation to my staff, selling. So always be selling. That's always be marketing. So always be selling, always be marketing, and basically being just amazing to everyone around you. That's probably the 5th one. So always be learning is the most important thing as well. So 6 things: always be learning, always be awesome, always be selling, always be marketing, always be delegating, and I forgot the last one. But those are the things that I do. What you need to do is write a list of all the things that you're doing in your business right now. What can you start delegating? Because if you're having all these things in your business, they are making you stressed, they're making you tired, but most importantly, they're making you unproductive because of that tiredness or stress. Delegating those things are going to become absolutely brilliant for you because you will then become more productive. One of the keys ways to become productive I found is that I actually get fidgety now if I stay in the same place for 20 minutes, and you stop learning or stop educating people after 20 minutes. So how are you going to run a business if you're sitting down hours on end and working? So what I do now is I have Pomodoros. I have one on my phone. I have the one on my desktop. I'm not going to bring it up, but I have one on my desktop. And basically, a Pomodoro is 20 minutes. It's a 20-minute block. And then it lets you have a rest for 5 minutes after that. So let's say, for instance, if you have a task to create a landing page for your 6-week transformation, and you know that takes you roughly 20 minutes, you know that you need to set one Pomodoro to get that that task done. All right. So if you know that you've got to do a landing page, you've got to do a Facebook advert, you've got to set up your autoresponders. So each one of those will probably take you 20 minutes. You know, you've got 3 Pomodoros and your day of work is done. And that's exactly how I set my stuff, including the guys that I do the done for you stuff. I do that exactly. So if I'm doing Billy's work for her and I'm doing her landing page and I'm doing her autoresponder sequence and I'm doing her Facebook advert, then I know that it's going to take me 3 Pomodoros to get it done. And then like rechecking everything or going over it the next day, it will take me 2 Pomodoros. So I'll take 20 minutes to check the copy and I'll take 20 minutes just to check the funnel is working. Realistically, it's not going to take that long, but setting those Pomodoros and knowing what a Pomodoro is, which is 20 minutes, is key to this whole thing working. And it's basically the number one thing for productivity. The second thing that you need to start doing is actually have a schedule. It absolutely fucking grinds me to the bone when I've set a schedule for my staff and I walk in and they're not doing what they're meant to be doing on that day. Might be a control freak thing, yes, but the other thing is that 80% of our day is lived in fucking fairy tale world. And I had this conversation with them literally an hour and a half ago, when they can be so much more bloody productive. I'm talking about watching fucking Facebook videos and YouTube videos and fucking looking at emails that don't need to be looked at. Like, when you are at work, you're at fucking work, and make sure you are doing those works. Set those Pomodoros. Make sure you hear that clock ticking. Let me see if I can get it up for you, and then you can hear it in the background. So you could probably hear that now. That tick, tick, tick. Yeah, and I'll show you what it looks like. So that's the Pomodoro there. So it just ticks off, tick. And this is 1 Pomodoro, 2 Pomodoro. So normally you can set the amount of Pomodoros you do, and I do 4 Pomodoros for my tasks. So I know that every day that when I wake up, I've got 4 tasks to do, and those take 20 minutes. Then I go and walk around for 20 minutes, do what I want, and then I'll do another 4 Pomodoros of work. And then I'll go and walk around again for 30 minutes, and then I'll do another 4 tasks. So I know that it's going to take me 20, 40, 60 to an hour and a half on top of the 5 minutes. I do an hour and a half block, take 20 minutes off. Hour and a half block, take 20 minutes off. Do an hour and a half block, take 20 minutes off. That's on my busiest of days. So doing this is going to keep you massively productive, because you know you should have literally, I'm only giving you 2 tasks a day that you need to go and do things. So really, when people say I don't have time to do this and I don't have time to do that, it's absolute bullshit. I run a company. I run now 2 companies, 2 businesses, and I'm done by the half of the day is done because my productivity is down. I'm now going to run 3 companies because I know that I can fit it in. It's no wonder that Gary Vaynerchuk and Frank Kern and TJ and Bedros Killian can run multiple companies and do absolutely amazing work, because they have their schedule down, they have their productivity down to a T that they can work very, very efficiently. And you have to have that down too. If you're being pulled in directions, if you're being pulled left and right, and people are asking you to do this, people are asking you to do that, you say no. You have to stick to your productivity time and work towards it. So the 2 things we've gone over so far, Pomodoros, and the number 2 is scheduling. I'll go through scheduling a little bit more. So for instance, if you know Monday, you have to go and pick up the kids, at 9 o'clock, and then you have boot camp in the morning, and that means you've got nothing to do in the morning, but between 10 and 12 you can. How many Pomodoros can you do? You can do 4 Pomodoros, then go and do something for 30 minutes. That might be go and pick up the kids or whatever it is, or go and teach a boot camp session, but then you can fit another 4 Pomodoros in. There is always time to get things done. I hate the excuse I don't have time, because when you set your time aside, literally write it down. I even did this, some of you, when we did a one-on-one meeting, and we'll do it at the weekend, is you need to set a schedule and never come off it. If you come off that schedule, then you're wasting your fucking time. Time is money. Be more efficient with your time and your money will increase. It's just a matter of time that will happen. So number 3, one of the most important things is realizing that money is time. Knowing that if I have my evening to do sales, and I'm not talking phone sales, I'm talking one-on-one consults at my boot camp. If I have 5 appointments, I know that I'm going to close 90% of those consults. So 4 of those people are going to sign on to contracts for me. We charge £100. So if they are signing up, that's 4 members that I sign. That's £400 added onto my EFT. Is that really important for me to do? Yes. Should I book in something that's not going to make me 400 quid that night? No. So what are the things that won't make me that much money? Boot camp. Teaching boot camp doesn't make me that much money. So why should I teach boot camp over doing consults? I would do consults every day. Facebook ads, setting up a Facebook ad or doing consults. It's a tough one, because Facebook ads do make me £400. They make me about £1,000, but really I'm getting that money there on those sales. So I would just reschedule my Facebook ads into maybe a Sunday morning or a Friday. So then they're getting the Facebook juice over the weekend. What you've got to remember, guys, is money is the one thing, sales is the one thing that's going to drive your business forward. If you're not doing sales, if you're not making time for sales or scheduling those sales, your business is not going to grow. And if your business doesn't grow, that means you don't get the nice house. If you don't get the nice house, the missus is going to be unhappy. Or if you don't get the nice house, if you don't get the money, you're not going to go on that holiday or that honeymoon, or your kids aren't going to be supportive, or whatever it means to you. It all relates back to that. Making sure that you're scheduling your sales will make sure that you are earning more income and growing your business and having more freedom. So schedule your fucking days. When you're scheduled, nobody's pulling you from left to right. Okay? Massively important. What was the last thing that I was going to go through? Be relentless with your time. So for instance, if I know Thursdays is my day off technology. I'd probably still jump on Facebook a little bit, but always have a technology day free where you are spending your time with your loved ones, where you're seeing, whether it be your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your kids, your uncles, aunts, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, you're spending time with them, and just have that day with them, because you work fucking hard and you work far too hard not to enjoy time with them. So schedule that out as well. Schedule that out, because if you're just constantly hustling, if you're constantly grinding every single day, you're going to get to the point of saying, what's the point? And you're going to get pissed off, frustrated, and you'll make no sales. You'll start losing your equilibrium and balance, and everything about life will go out the window. So schedule one day a week where you have time for one person, or a group of people that you can genuinely relax and let your hair down. And obviously you still got the weekend. So if you've got 3 days off a week, you've got to hustle 4 days, set those Pomodoros, and you're good to go. The whole getting shit done thing, I mean, have a day and schedule a day that you have one day in particular where you get more done on that day than any other day. For me, it's Friday. I call it Get Shit Done Friday. If you try and interrupt me on a Friday, I'm going to mess your day up, basically, because I'm just going to steamroll through you. I get most of my stuff done Friday. Facebook ads, other people's ads, I like to do Fridays, because it sets it up for the following week. Most importantly, I think anything that's a real big mover in your business, do on a Friday. It's that you get it done, basically, because it's the last day of the week, you get it done, and then you've got more urgency. If you leave things to the last minute, you have more urgency for it. So I love to do things Friday. Friday's my get shit done day. Monday, you think, well, I've got Tuesday, and Tuesday, you think, well, I've got Wednesday. But then Wednesday, I have a really good day because I have Thursday off, so it's almost another Friday, if that makes sense. But again, we'll go through this at the weekend and make sure that your schedules are pretty crisp and clear. The last thing that I would like to go through on the getting shit done is always make sure that you are selling, and always make sure that you have that end goal and have it somewhere loud and proud. So for instance, if you go into my office at home, it's more of a spare room than an office, but if you go there, you will see literally a massive whiteboard with how much money I want to make, how many sales I need to make for in order to get that money, my timeline, my 5-year goal, my 10-year goal, basically all the things that I know that I need to do to get shit done. Because when I'm just sitting there procrastinating, if I'm watching a dodgy, a funny YouTube video or whatever it is, and I look up and I see that whiteboard and it reminds me that I need to make X amount of money so I can buy my mum a house, or I need to make X amount of money so I can give a pay rise to my sister, or I need to make X amount of money to send someone on holiday, then I'm going to get shit done. And it's just going to snap me back out of whatever mood I'm in, or whatever's going on in my life, and I'm just realizing that is the reason why I'm doing it. So have somewhere a board, maybe it's your desktop background it says all the things that you want. So when you click off, when you minimize things, you see it on the back of your screen, and it's there. Those are really, really important, I think, just for getting shit done. And that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. That literally, productivity is probably one of the boring subjects. It doesn't directly make you money, but if you can become massively productive in your business, and then it will work for you very well. Probably one more thing, you've got to learn to leverage more. Leveraging people is one of the most important things. I think if you don't learn to leverage, productivity can only last so long. So look at leveraging as, are you using other ways to sell? So are you doing the consults for someone else? Can you leverage someone else's time to do sales? Because if you have one person doing sales and your average is $300, £300 a night, then what happens if you have 2 people selling? You make $600 a night. If you have 3 people selling, you have $900 a night. And over in membership growth, £900. If you do that 3 times a week, your business is growing by $3,000 a week. So having more than one person doing the sales means that you can generate more leads, means that you can do more stuff. You can hear my niece. Okay. And that, my friends, is today's webinar. Done within 20 minutes, because I wanted to hold your attention and I wanted to get as much done. I'm a big fan of 20-minute work at the minute. So yeah. So any questions, post in the group, and I'll chat to you soon.